Good morning, beautiful. I hope that this finds you well rested and ready to begin your day. This is your daily tarot and oracle, your daily insight on life and love for October 19th, 2021, also being timeless. So wherever you're catching this in time, it might be really relevant. It also just might not make sense now, so hold it in the backdrop of your mind. This might be occurring in the very near future. If this doesn't make sense, fine and dandy. Enjoy the show. Have a laugh at my expense. Let's do this. We are going to get this started with Rider-Waite. Don't be afraid of the cards that come out. Don't be afraid of how they lay. It's how the story comes together as a whole. Something is inhibiting this, what seems to be awakening. Some sort of information is being withheld right now. So what is this involving? There's nothing more to be learned in this. So I think that what's going on right here is the situation or this particular person, they're not letting other people see what cards they're playing with. They don't have anything in their back pocket. They don't have anything to add to the situation. And it feels like they're caught in a gray area. Now, I think that this is probably an extension of you somehow. I feel like this is information that you don't know yet, but it will be incoming. This is something that they really don't want you to know, that they are drawing a blank, that they have nothing more to give to this. And I think that it's because they are afraid that you will abandon this situation. You just want the truth. I get it. Honestly, a lot of things will click into place if you just get complete transparency in here. This is a hopeless situation, but you know what? It's good that it's a hopeless situation. They're offering more than they can give in this, and honestly, you need to know this because there's a lot of delusion around this particular person or situation, and I feel like they're borrowing to pour into this, and even those resources are tapped. So I'm not having a really good feeling about this particular energy that is connected to you. I feel like whatever this break is, it's going to be a challenge. And Duncan, my dog is looking at the cat who has stumbled into my office. Oy vey. If there's a bark and then a pause, just know that I had to scoot him out of the office. All right, so what do you need to know about this? Yes, it's hopeless, but thank God that it is. There's a lot of delusion surrounding this. This is something where, okay, grounded compassion and nurturing yourself. It's almost as if you are being the parental figure for yourself and coddling yourself. And I think that there's almost this feeling of falling into arms and I think taking a solid minute to slow down and really look at what your options are. I think that you're doing this with the most level head that I have seen in a while. I think that this is also a point of rewilding you. This is, taking an entirely new angle on here. This is involving you getting away from whatever this empty promise is. I think that it was relying on your reliance, but now you don't have that ability to rely on them. So I think that this is a point of you and really working on your own independence with this, your own ability to be fulfilling in whatever this situation is. I think that you grabbing the reins on here, you see the payoff immediately. What seemed so impossible before comes so very naturally through you. So the choice is obvious. I really don't feel like it was you that was the problem. I feel like it was you that was made to be dependent in this situation or on this particular person. And once it was been revealed that they were playing with an empty vessel, all bets are off. All the agreements are off the table with this. And I see your choice, and I really feel like it's you departing from it. Yeah, This is not going to be something that you guys can overcome. And thank God. There's no new start. There's no, hey, we'll do this right around this time. No, you're done. You're done with it. And I really don't feel like they're going to have access to you. You're not going to follow the leader in this situation when they unrightfully took the leading role and made you follow blindly. So this, I think that your eyes are wide open, and I think that this energy, after you've walked away, you see how emotionally unstable it is and how it really didn't do its homework here, and how I really feel like its emotional manipulation is going to be it's going to try and use it against you, whatever this is. It's not going to be able to play on your heartstrings. Once you know something here, you cannot unknow it. And I really see that this is going to be you standing up and standing in your truth here. And I think that you're going to probably be saying a lot of hard things that you didn't expect that you would have to say. But I think that this is even more necessary. For one, it gives you that sense of empowerment back that I feel like you had lost to this particular situation. But also, it's not wrong. I don't think that you're a tactless jerk in here. I feel like you're saying these hard truths, and I feel like it's very empowering, and I think that it gives you a lot of clarity. So all in all, that feels pretty good. Now, what are some pitfalls to look out for with this? For you, I think that it's something where it's important that you don't dwell on this for too long. It's time for the scales to balance. Now, what this can mean in here, and I think for a select few, this might be about owning your part in this connection where you blindly followed these dead seeds. And I think that this was because you didn't want to deal with the stress, you didn't want to deal with the karmic situation. And honestly, it wasn't going to work any other way. So don't dwell in that too much. I think that it's realizing that this was a failure and that there was no real clear-cut decision when you have been gaslit in the decision-making. I feel like there has been an extreme smoke veil in front of you. And somebody who was claiming to be a guide, it feels like they had falsely led you through and hit a wall. So we have 5s in this, and I feel like the 2s are all in reverse. So change coming out of this gross imbalance. So what is this going to lead to? What are some things that you get to look forward to? This is going to involve recovery time. I think that in some situation in your life, whatever the dynamic, this could be a physical person, this could be a lifeline situation, it's breaking up. There is a lot that needs to be mourned. So I see that you are going to probably have to address the anxiety, address whatever the sense of loss is, and I think come to terms with the reality of just how toxic and bad this particular situation was, the challenge, the massive feelings of disempowerment. All right, so what you have to look forward to is really slow healing, and I don't think that you're ready to move on to the calmer waters. I think that this is all part of an ascension and awakening process. And I think that there is a huge purification that is going on in your personal world right now. So what you have to look forward to is an extensive amount of purging, whether physical, figurative, but also you have to come to terms with this massive sense of loss in your life. And I think a lot of it is a lot of backbreaking burden and a lot of stressors. I think that this has been almost like the frog in the pot situation. It keeps adding more heat, more pressure, everything, and you don't notice how it accumulates over time, but eventually it's just, you have become cooked in the water and lost its sense of life. Now, I feel like it got to the point where the water, it was gaining this heat, it was gaining that pressure. And I don't think that you were cognitively aware of it until you made a small movement, a small adjustment of self, and then suddenly your life started to burn. This life, this situation, it became so quickly intolerable, such a active slap of awareness, where I think that this was incredibly startling. And I think that before you even knew the full extent of what was going on, I feel like you jumped out of this. So I think there's some shock that is going to be experienced in here. And this, if you know anything about shock, this comes in waves. And it's going to dissipate, yes, as anything does, but the waves are still going to be coming, and over time it becomes less and less, but I feel like there is a lot of reflection that is going to ignite those shock waves. So what do we want here? What's the shadow work involving this? I need to light another incense. Here we go. How are you, by the way? Are you all prepared for the full moon energy? I think it's in Aries, if I'm not mistaken. This is very fiery energy, and it's very inspirational. I was watching the Awareness Shop live today, and Lisa and Anton, which are the owners of the Awareness Shop, absolute amazing mentors. I've been going to these people since 2003. They were talking about how this is such a great time to start these new projects, new endeavors. So if you've been thinking about investing in something, now is probably the time to do it. Oh, wow. Oh, geez. So I have 3. We have the shadow work of the exorcism. So the archetype that you are invoking is prostitute and liberator. Wouldn't you know it? So this is freeing yourself and others from outdated beliefs, releasing negative thought patterns, accentuates the challenge of surviving without negotiating your power to spirit. There is so much to be said with that right here. Look at this. You are being freed of these conditions. This is something that you need to know and embrace, and know that this is new grounds and molds that you have broken. Well, sorry, you've broken out of the old molds, but you are doing a lot of groundbreaking work. There's a total shift in your consciousness and awareness. And there's a lot of things that I think that you have been doing for a very long standing period of time, whether it's just you or the society around you or the tribe around you. This is either on a very small scale or a massive scale. But it seems like while you are liberated, and now is a point of you trying to, and actually not trying, okay, you finding a new way of being, a new way of living, a new way of doing things. So survivalism is going to be something that is definitely played right now. I also feel like this, with this sense of survival, you have everything in front of you to build what the new standard is for yourself. So this is going to take a lot of trial and error, and I think it's a lot of creativity and the perseverant attitude, which really shouldn't be that hard, because what you have just left in your life, it feels like that took the perseverant attitude, whether it was buried deep inside or whether it was your cognitive awareness completely shut off and you're in survival mode, now it's time to bring that to the forefront and actually take these conscious steps in the survival story and redirecting how you want this to play out, how you want the environment surrounding you, how you want your daily routine, how you want your life to play out, how you want everything new to go, because I think that you have to rewrite the program. I really do. So the shadow work that is involved in this, we have fear of facing your own demons. This can mean so many things. It's you facing what your perceived shortcomings are, admitting that you are not a perfect being. Wouldn't you know it, you're not a perfect being. Perfection doesn't exist. If it did, you wouldn't need to be here. This is the school of hard knocks. It is the learning ground. And this is something that you need to be aware of. But also, these demons, these skeletons in your closet, what you own about your life, nobody can hold against you. So do not let yourself be shamed by your history and what got you to this point. This is something that you're not a cautionary tale. It's something that you will learn to be confident in your story so that you may be able to tell it to somebody and maybe help even liberate somebody who has faced similar conditions and programming. So wherever you feel that you will have a shortcoming, in addition to the skeletons in the closet, again, don't worry about that. Whatever you feel is a shortcoming to you, there is somebody else who has that as a specialty, which is also probably very comforting to know that you don't have to do everything. Find out what your genuine skill is, or something that you passion for that you want to build on top of, and truly build on that. This is a life-changing direction for this particular subject in life, but I also feel like this is going to take a long time. We had Temperance at the beginning of the reading, absolutely necessary. And oh, sweet Jesus, read or listen to the mini reads after this. It's insane. These readings, it hasn't even been just mini reads. Those have become a continuation of the reading. So you're getting a really long reading. The Liberator, you are free and you're ready to reconstruct this direction of your life. You're ready to reconstruct this subject matter. I almost feel like you are creating your own little mini society, if that makes any sense. I'm not talking about some sort of worldwide event, but if that happens, oh my God. But if this is in your own little world, know that it's going through a reconstruction phase, and what's on the other side of this is absolutely your making. Super cool, super empowering, but also, if you step back and look at it, it can be overwhelming. This is no small feat. So we also have the Rescuer, which was sitting out on top. So provide strength and support to others in crisis. Yeah. All right. Acts out of love with no expectation of reward. Really? Okay. Provide strength and support to others. Something's coming together as a support. Obviously, I do feel like you are going to be part of the support. I think that stories are going to be entangling right now. So this might be you and a few other people, whatever the dynamic is. I feel like it's a time for people to come together to support each other. And I really see that this is going to be collective working together in this little circle, whatever this is, whatever is happening in your life, it's going through a reconstruction. And there's going to be people who step up to help. I love this. It also makes me think of the Mr. Rogers saying or quote, when something, I'm going to butcher this, so I'm just going to say what I remember about it. It was, whenever there is either a travesty or some sort of chaos going and you see people running, look, or when you're even scared, look and see who's running in to help. There's always going to be people running in to help this situation. And I see that that's happening right now. And also, you are very necessary and needed in this, just so you know. There's a huge ripping off the Band-Aid and then letting air get to this, and then the true healing starts to happen. And I see these little awesome key players in your life stepping up, and I see this great collaboration coming together. So this is really cool. It feels intimidating, but it also feels very possible, and it feels very encouraging, and it feels like it takes the weight of the world off of you. So I feel a huge sense of relief coming in, and I'm being pulled to finish the reading off with this. So we have emotional instability as somebody's head is over the water or under the water, but I see that Spirit is coming in with a divine gift. And then we have the Emperor, we have judgment coming. So there is a huge judgment point in your life right now, which I am seeing that instead of being scared crapless with this, I see that Spirit is giving a huge gift, and it's a point of empowerment, and it's a point of security, and there is a huge passion drive in this. And I see that this is a time to look inward and focus. So the judgment, I feel like this is not necessarily a negative judgment. I feel like this is almost divine insight right now, and really seeing somebody's true character and seeing where their heart is and seeing how this can be put in its special place to have this all work. Final card, Spirit. Yeah, you're not holding back and you're not scared. I just lost the card in here, but it was, I think it was the 9 of Wands. Yeah, oh, it was this, yeah, 9 of Wands. So I just lost it in the shuffle. It was on the bottom. Thank you, Spirit. Oh, this is so funny. Okay. Okay. So this, you don't have all the information. You're tapping into new knowledge, which I don't see that you are completely open to just yet. I see that this is a point of you have to go through the shutdown before you can build up. And now we have an entire new beginning happening for you. And we have the Empress, rebirth and the Wheel of Fortune. So I'm not going to take any more cards. This is what we're looking at. Nobody's holding back. Nobody's holding back at all in this. I see that this is a time to extremely, and I think accelerated learning is going to be the key phrase there. Accelerated learning, not being open to any sort of wiggle room, not being open to the gift necessarily. And I see that this is going to be something where you have to open yourself up in this new cycle, because this is what you're experiencing. It feels like birthing pains, growing pains, and it does feel like a rebirth. It feels like everything is in divine order, and it feels like this is necessary. And I do feel like your confidence is going to go through the roof. Your ability to adapt in the situation is going to go through the roof. And I feel like the entire world is in order going through this. So it's very exciting, even through its challenges, and it feels very real, and it feels incredibly raw with you. But I see like this perseverant attitude and the ability to not only adapt to whatever the situation calls for, but completely be empowered by it. I really see whatever the subject in your life, whether it's a connection or a life situation, you're about to see exactly what your superpower is. So that's very encouraging. In any case, this has been the collective read for October 19th, 2021. Also timeless, again, wherever you're catching this in time, it might be extremely relevant for you, or it might be horribly irrelevant. But in any case, if you have a question about booking a session, go ahead and reach out in the DMs or the email address provided. See what sales I have that might be right for you. Talk about pricing, timelines, time zones, and sales that are going on. So I do look forward to hearing from you, and I do hope that this finds you well. Until next time, stay safe, have fun. Just know that you are greatly loved and appreciated. Bye for now. Hey there, if you have found your way across this, chances are you need a message from Rider-Waite. Let's cut through the BS. It's time to set a few things free. We're going to get the King of Swords out of there. He's leading the way. Again, it's unisex, really. Let's see what we got here. 2 King energy with the Devil. Oh. So, I think that this is about somebody who had a love of power and totally abused it in your vicinity. So I see that you are getting very creative and very insightful, and I see that You know exactly how this is going to play out. So one of the big messages in this mini message, by the way, it's general, collective, never foresees to fit. Don't interrupt your enemy when they're making a mistake. Don't. This is about to happen in your life. Somebody who has an issue or a love of power, somebody who's kind of made a rift in your life. They're about to make a giant mistake. Let them do it. It is going to validate or vindicate you. And really, it's going to throw them off their power trip with you. We have Libra energy here. This is probably happening in the time of Libra. And this could also be Sun, Moon, Rise, Venus. Justice will be served. I do feel like that. And it's not anything that you have to involve yourself with. I feel like this is happening outside of your circumstance. So it's as if you are watching a movie with it. What's on the other side of this? We have a light at the end of the tunnel, and it's time for you to get to work. So I think that you are going to probably be taking a position that this particular energy was going after. And I think that you are going to meet it with hard work, care, and compassion, and focus. So we have Queen energy moving, and this is divine feminine. It does not matter of the gender, but it's after this is thrown off of its throne, it's time for you to climb on it and get to work. And I honestly see that you are seeing the silver lining in all this. It is going to be chaotic for a solid minute, but that's just as the other side of this is working at the details. All you have to do is step up, show up, and show I guess how dedicated and how integrity filled the work is, how solid it is. This is working in your favor. You went out with compassion and care, and I think that that shows through the work. Very cool. If you are coming across this, chances are you need a message from Rider-Waite. So bottom of the deck is, I think, something halting dead in its tracks, and it looks like it realizes that there is nothing of substance for it to feed off of here. What's it involving? Somebody has depleted the resources, and I think that somebody has been shown to misuse the resources. It's going to be knocked out of their hands, really. I don't feel like this is you. If this is you, then this is something coming to the surface that is going to show a grand misuse. And I think that it's actually been something that has been detrimental to the situation. Something is breaking apart, and it seems to be on a very large scale in your life. I see that this is somebody who was seen as an authority figure. They are losing their position of power, and this is taking advantage and neglecting it, whatever was holding it up. This has suffered a lot, and I see that this is breaking apart, and it's going in an entirely new direction, which is really good. This got to a point before it was too late, and now I feel like you can avoid disaster with this by changing the direction. I think that it's probably you who's going to overtake or oversee the situation, or somebody else who's going to be better suited for this. But I also think that this is a positive connection towards you. So whatever would be taking the lead over this tyrant-like energy, understand that it is in good hands, and it means a lot of good things for you. If it had continued down the road that it was going on, it would have been catastrophic. But I also feel like it has depleted itself before it got to that finale end. And now, while it sucks and it is a challenge, this is nowhere near as bad as it could have been. And I see that it's completely surrounded. So whatever this is in your life, know that the struggle has come to an end, and it's not too late to change direction, and somebody is going to overtake this. Thank God, honestly. So just hang in there, breathe, and this is major arcana, so huge messages in here. And you have the ability to look towards a brighter future. There. If you're coming across this, chances are you need a mini message. Why am I so put out? Because my dogs were just arguing. Yeah, over nothing. Over popcorn. Little punks. Anyway, Hi, if you have found your way across this, you need a mini message. What do you need to know? It's too much. Yeah, there's an argument that can't be avoided. You don't have a choice, so it's important that there's diplomacy with it, healthy boundaries. Somebody's going to be playing on your heartstrings. Don't go with it. Yeah. The best way through this is not to comply with them at all. These are healthy boundaries. It's going to be something that is supposedly in your benefit, but I really don't see how this is going to be a benefit when all this person wants to do is kind of condition you out into not necessarily a corner, but start to take away what this feeling of like personal freedom is with you. Suddenly you can't do this, and there's a little bit of just stopping something so you can avoid a confrontation with them because they don't really seem to let up. So it feels like you really don't have a choice with it. Yeah, I really see that you're not going to go along with this. I think that you have a way with words. It feels honestly like Irish diplomacy, the ability to tell somebody to F off in such a way that they enjoy the trip. Yeah. So what does the final result of this look like? Ooh. Yeah, this is going to come to a fast stop. Oh, and the final card. After you get away from this particular energy, I think that things really start to let up in your situation. There's really not a way forward with this that's going to be compatible between the two of you. So I really want you to look at what your bottom line is, see what your needs are, and see how you can make this work, because whatever this is involving, I don't feel like you can make it work around this. So getting away from it, it actually feels really beneficial to you. Again, I feel like a weight is coming off of you. If you found your way across this, chances are you need a mini message. So starting with some temperance, something that is going to take a while. If this is involving a person, I think that it's keeping one foot in reality, one foot in the dreamland of it. It feels like soulmate energy, so it's actually pretty easy to idealize whatever this is. Whether it's a person or whether it's an opportunity in your life, it's going to take time, and it's also getting you ready for the spectrum of emotions or what's the word that I'm looking for? I guess there's a variety of expectations to have in here. We have something that necessarily can't be taught, and that isn't something that you can work with. I feel like you're getting an offering, and this is moving forward. I don't know if you can hear that. My dog, Bandit, is scratching stuff. Anyway, so something that you can't work with, it's important that you put that out there now because it's going to avoid a lot of disasters. And I see that you are actively trying to avoid conflict in this. Ooh. I'll keep these two. I don't see you walking away. I see that this actually really does have potential. Yeah. This is what seems to be a time for you to really take all things into consideration with this. And it also feels like it's important that I feel like just because this is a challenge, it's not to be abandoned. I also feel like there's hurdles that you will be overcoming in this. Again, this is going to take a lot of time. Temperance and grounding energy, slow moving energy is emphasized in here. So don't look for a quick fix. Take your time, really work through the communication, and really do some insights and see your response through this. If that makes any sort of sense. There's something that you can't do, that is fine. It needs to be vocalized. But while there's something that you can't do, there is an opportunity for what? To actually stop that particular subject dead in its tracks, because no matter what you do, it's not going to be perfected. I see that you are going to be looking towards something else. We have also King energy in here. So put your actions and best foot forward in an entirely different direction in this situation. There might be something where you pull back and look and see if there's a better way to get through this, or there's a better outcome that can be reached. There's an alternative here. So it feels really good. It feels like the challenges are more inspiring than anything else, and communication is going to be essential. If you found your way across this, we're going to be getting a message from the Halloween Oracle deck. Risk and reward. Well, that kind of goes with saying, you know, an apple a day will keep the doctor away. Is it worth the risk? Probably. Is it worth the reward? Absolutely. So, I actually want to get more on this. The risk is worth the reward. Information. Let's see. I feel like there's an emotional bleeding out somewhere. So we have synergy and healing. Yeah, this is actually pretty in-depth. All right, you're about to have some sort of key insight as somebody who has been wasting your emotional energy. This feels like emotional bleeding out, and I think that you've been getting signs about this particular person and how this is not going to be compatible. This might be dealing with a romantic partnership. This might be dealing with a challenge in the current relationship. But whatever it is, don't try and make something work that is blatantly not going to work for you, where you keep trying to get this from either all angles or go at a different time. It doesn't matter. This particular situation that this is involving, it needs to stop. Now, this might involve breaking apart from somebody in your life. This might be involving just adding in some distance, respectful boundaries, or this might be something that has been going on inside of a relationship that isn't really working, and it's time that you address that it's not working well, you know, before it becomes too constant and there's resentment built. Clear communication, but I feel like the outcome of this is going to be not only resilience, I feel like it's going to be thriving. This is what seems to be a quick self-check and fix in either an occurring relationship or breaking apart from somebody. I hope that that made sense. Or there's even that, or the situation that maybe this isn't going to work out for you, something better awaits. Keep that in mind. Hey there, beautiful. If you're coming across this, we need to get an archetype or shadow work. So what's going on right now? This is general collective. Never force this to fit your life. We have advocate. Inspires you to put compassion into action. What is pulling at you right now? So, okay. Aligns with a destructive ruler or principal, romantic delusion. So some sort of false prophet in your life is being called out, and I think that either you or those around you are working to make things right now. We have the victim in reverse, playing the victim for positive feedback in the form of pity, inability to maintain personal boundaries. And the final one I want on this is, what is this? Damsel, creating a knight to provide for you, seduction by romantic illusion. It's like somebody is forcing you or manipulating or trying to manipulate this delusion that you absolutely, without question, need them in your life. You may be involved or seeing somebody involved in a very toxic connection. This might be narcissistic. I know that that's a buzzword, but really we are seeing a lot of toxic issues come out of different dynamics of relationship right now. And I think that you're either involved in one or witnessing one. And well, I see that this is where the disillusion happens. So I think that either you or somebody around this is going to be stepping in and calling it out exactly for what it is, and also taking charge in this. I think that this is also going to have almost a sanctuary type energy with it. So there might be a safe haven that either you or whoever this person is goes into. This might even be being able to confide in somebody and not have that trust broken. That also does not mean that if somebody is in a very dangerous situation that somebody withholds that information. That this, whoever is involved in this needs help, and somebody's stepping in to do it. So if this is involving you, either you are the advocate for yourself, or somebody is putting a whole stop to this whole shenanigans, shindig type deal, or you are going to be helping somebody out. But involving the situation, it's either you or what is surrounding you right now. It's going to have the plug pulled on it right now. And it's going to involve afterwards probably recovery. Best said, recovery.